Welcome to Mahipal Reddy's GK House. Myself Prithvidhar Reddy. Today I am going to discuss current affairs with MCQs. Coming to the first question, new Big Five project is the initiative related to the which of the following? Okay, four options given: nuclear energy, COVID-19, space exploration, and wildlife. Okay, so the right answer is wildlife. So why it is so? Let us discuss. Actually, new Big Five project is related to wildlife. Okay, recently an international initiative, that is new Big Five projects, have been launched by more than 250 wildlife photographers. So all the photographers joined together to launch this particular initiative. So why this initiative was launched? In order to show the environmental concern. Okay, and in order to display, there is a need to create an awareness regarding the wildlife, such as the destruction of wildlife habitats, human wildlife conflicts, poaching, illegal wildlife trade, etc. Okay, under this project, animals with more than 50,000 votes of wildlife lovers will be listed. Okay, and under this project, five animals: first one elephants, second one polar bears, third one gorillas, and tigers and lions have been designated. Okay, so all these five large animals are keystone species. What are the keystone species? Keystone species are the species which are essential for the balance of the ecosystem and their habitats. Okay, without which the ecosystem's balance cannot be maintained. Okay, that is what about the keystone species. Okay, these are the five animals which are designated as a keystone species, whose photographs will be listed. Okay, then coming to the next question, the Bell of Faith scheme is the initiative of which of the following states? Okay, the Bell of Faith scheme, it is a scheme related to the elderly population. Elderly population. It means if they have any concern, they can approach this sort of Bell of Faith in order to get a help or access from the government. So, which of the following state? Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Kerala. So the answer is Kerala. So let us learn something about this particular Bell of Faith scheme. It is a safety project conceived under the Kerala's community policing scheme. So it is a part of community policing. It means the community will try to safeguard its own interests. Okay, so the policing duties like law and order, like safety, security, will also be shared by the community. Okay, so it will help the elderly citizens and attract attention of their neighbors using a loud remote controlled alarm emergencies. It means elderly people may not be able to alert the neighbors, so for that reason they may be using remote controlled alarm, etc. Okay, it is in the implementation in the Kerala since 2018. Okay, and moreover, very exemplary and landmark scheme, because it will set an example for the community participation to ensure the well-being and safety of the elderly. Okay, so recently also central government had launched Elder Line. It is a helpline or toll-free number for the sake of elderly population. Similarly, Kerala government is also taking adequate care for the elderly population. And next important question, which of the following vitamin deficiency causes rickets? So I will discuss why I mentioned this particular question. Okay, so four proteins given: vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin K. Okay, you know what happens? The deficiency of vitamin D happens. What is the consequence of the deficiency? So that is rickets. Okay, and rickets is characterized by weakening of the bones in the children. Okay, that is called rickets. Okay, and vitamin A deficiency lead to dryness of the eyes, that is called xerophthalmia. Okay, that diseased condition is called xerophthalmia, and it also causes infertility. Okay, infertility in the both males and females. And vitamin C's deficiency causes scurvy. So it means loosening of the gums, loosening of the teeth, bleeding of the gums. Okay, so that happens due to the vitamin C deficiency. And because of the vitamin K deficiency, what will happen? The blood clotting cannot happen without the vitamin K. Okay, so these are the important vitamins we are discussing, and the answer here is vitamin D. Okay, so why we are discussing about this, because it is in the news according to the Nizam Institute of Medical Sciences of Telangana, which revealed that vitamin D levels would reduce the risk of the corona infection. So when you are administering this particular vitamin D, what happened, the mortality, the death rate of the patients is in the decline. Okay, it means the vitamin D is playing a very key role in the recovery of the corona patients. And coming to this particular vitamin D, because in examination definitely a question may come from this particular area. Okay, vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. It means it dissolves in the fats and oils. So there are four fat soluble vitamins: A, D, and E, as well as K. So these are the four fat soluble vitamins. Vitamin D is one among them. Okay, and it is produced when sunlight, particularly the ultraviolet region of light, falls on the skin. So this will trigger a particular chemical reaction. Okay, so due to that reaction, it will be synthesized in the body with the help of liver as well as kidney. Okay, so these are the two essential organs which are involved in the synthesis of the vitamin D. Coming to role, basically in the right amount of the calcium in bones, it will catalyze the process of protecting the cell membranes from the damage. Basically what happens during the infection time, the inflammation of the tissues takes place. When the inflammation takes place, all the cytokines and interleukins, rush to the site of the infection. So this will cause the inflammation of that particular area. So a lot of liquid will get collected into that area, especially in the lungs, especially in the COVID patients. So what will happen, this will prevent the inflammation of the tissues by forming the fibers and weakening the bones from the becoming brittle. Okay, so it means it would both protect the cells from the inflammation, the tissues from the inflammation, and also it would protect the bones from the weakening. So that weakening of the bones is called osteoporosis. Okay, and vitamin D deficiency causes rickets in the children, and osteomalacia in the adults. It means osteomalacia is also weakening of the bones. Easily the bones will be broken due to the deficiency of the vitamin D. And coming to the next question, DGNCC mobile training app is launched for which of the following? So four options are given. Naturally, you can easily find out the answer within the question itself. The answer is there. That is National Cadet Corps. So what is this app about? This app was launched by the Defense Secretary, whose name is Dr. Ajay Kumar. And what is the objective? To conduct a countrywide online training to the NCC cadets, because in this particular time, due to the COVID related lockdowns and curfews, and also COVID related behavior, what is happening, people cannot gather at one place. So no physical training is possible. So in order to cope up with the situation, this particular app is launched. Okay, this app will be available in two languages, that is bilingual, both in Hindi as well as English. Okay, this is the information about this particular app. And next important question, Fake Buster is an app developed by which of the following IITs in collaboration with Monash University? So Monash University belongs to Australia. Okay, Australian Monash University. So four IITs given. Actually, IIT Ropar, which belongs to Punjab, so it had collaborated with this particular Monash University in the development of the this particular Fake Buster app. What is this app about? In fact, so basically, this Fake Buster app will try to detect, or this is a software which will try to detect the people who attend the virtual conferences. Basically, in this particular time, the virtual conferences became very normal. Okay, so in the meetings, few people may try to attend on behalf of the other people, so who are having the similar face features. They may try to deceive the participants by their participation. So in order to detect such type of people, this particular Fake Buster app is used. And also in the social media, a lot of faces are manipulated. In order to identify such face, definitely this particular software or app is used. Okay, so this is what about the Fake Buster app. Because of this novelty in the name, it may attract the attention of the examiner. So do remember this. And next one, Coral Atlas is a research initiative of which of the following university? Allen Coral Atlas is a research initiative of which of the following university? Four options are given again: Harvard University, Oxford University, Arizona State University, and JNU. Okay, so basically, the university which is involved in this particular preparation of the atlas or initiative is Arizona State University. So let us discuss what is this Coral Atlas. Basically, it is a research initiative developed by Arizona State University and the University of Queensland, National Geographic Society, and Vulcan. So a lot of agencies are involved. Okay, in order to get the right information about the corals, especially. Okay, so it is a first global and satellite-based reef surveillance tool to monitor the coral bleaching issue. So basically, coral bleaching is one of the biggest problem due to the climate change. Corals are nothing but these are the animals which are grown, which are there in the tropical areas. Tropical areas. So these will be in association with the algae. So it is a kind of symbiotic relationship. Okay, symbiotic relationship. Because of the presence of the algae, these coral polyps will be getting the color of the green color. Okay, so what will happen? This particular algae will provide the food in terms of through the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so they don't basically animals are not autotrophs. Okay, they have to be dependent upon the plants and other sources for their nutrition. Okay, here algae would provide the food, and the minerals and other things are provided by this particular corals. Okay, what will happen when the temperature of the water increases? What will happen? This corals and algae association will be disassociated, so it will start losing this particular algae, okay, from its association. So due to which decoloration of the corals takes place. Okay, and pH also is important. You know, excess carbon dioxide is dissolved in the water also leads to this particular coral bleaching, so loss of the color or loss of the algae. So this leads to death of the corals also. Okay, so this is the problem. Basically, the reefs means the calcium carbonate exoskeleton will be built by this particular corals. So this will be appearing like a big land area. Okay, you may be feeling that it is a kind of mountain. Okay, so that is called a reef. Okay, so entire episode of chloral bleaching will be monitored by this particular satellite based reef surveillance system. Okay, that is called Coral Atlas. Next question, consider the following statements regarding the artificial pest management system. So three statements are given, very important, which is due to the kind of technology that is going to be utilized in this particular thing. So first statement is it is to be developed by Vadvani Institute of Artificial Learning. So Vadvani Institute is headquartered both in Singapore as well as Bombay. Okay. So, and second one is it is an effort by Professor Jayashankar, Telangana State Agriculture University. And third one is it has a major focus on identifying the pink bollworm in advance. So all these statements are true. Telangana University had entered into an MOU with this particular Vadvani Institute of for the artificial learning. Using the artificial learning, what will happen? They try to predict the upcoming the pest attack due to the pink bollworm. This is the major pest attack on the cotton plants. Okay, so the answer is D. All the above statements are correct. Let us discuss something more. So it is a artificial intelligence based pest management system. It will be implemented to support the cotton farmers in 6 districts of Telangana. One is Khammam, Adilabad, Karimnagar, Nalgonda, Mahabubnagar, Nagar Karnool. Okay, these are the 6 districts which will be covered by this particular artificial intelligence based pest management system. Okay, and this particular Professor Jayashankar Agriculture University also signed an agreement with the Barrisons Agro India Private Limited and Evergreen Energy Enterprises Private Limited to work in the areas like soil testing. Basically, in order to judiciously use the pesticides or any other fertilizers, definitely the soil testing is very, very important thing. Okay. So without testing the soil, you're not supposed to utilize any agriculture inputs because it may lead to the wastage of the resources. So for that reason, and moreover, if you are testing and using means, what will happen, that may reduce the input cost in agriculture also. Okay. So for this reason, it has entered into the agreement with these two private agencies. And also use of the drones. Basically drone usage is also very, very important in order to modernize agriculture. Okay. Then which of the following is a cryptocurrency? So four options are given: bitcoins, ether, tether, and all. Actually all these three currency or cryptocurrency only. Okay. Basically why we are discussing means, Zebpay launched India's first crypto based platform. Okay. It is a private platform which has launched this particular private uh, cryptocurrency exchange. Okay. So under this, what would happen, it would act like a bank. Okay. Where investors will come and deposit these cryptocurrencies, and they will get the returns as we get the interest and other returns from the banks as usual. Okay. It is called a cryptocurrency exchange. This name is cryptocurrency exchange. It is launched by Zebpay. Okay. And next one, Rudolph V. Schindler's Award. Basically it is very, very prestigious award which was awarded to Dr. D. Nageshwar Reddy. And what is this award about? It is an award given in the name of Dr. Schindler, who is considered as a father of the gastroscopy. Okay, father of the gastroscopy. And he was awarded with Government of India also with Padma Shri and Padma Vibhushan in the year 2016. And why he was awarded? Because he was the first person to introduce the endoscopy in India. Okay. And basically he built an hospital, that is our Asian Institute of Gastroenterology. It is the first dedicated hospital and one of the biggest hospital in the field of the gastroenterology in the world. Okay. So this is what his contribution. Okay. And he was given the award for the endoscopy itself. And next important thing is Ravi Shankar Prasad, Ravi Shastri has written a book, the famous cricketer. That's name is Stargazing: The Players in My Life. It was co-authored by Ajay Memon, and it discusses about the 60 most important extraordinary people that he had ever met in the life. Okay, so this is what the book about. Because the question may come, what is the title of the book, and who is a co-author, and also what is the content of the book. In that way, the questions may be asked. Next one, International Peacekeepers Day. It is observed on May 29th. It is to pay the tribute to the peacekeepers who lost their lives. Basically, every country usually would send their military for the sake of securing the global order under the leadership of the United Nations. Okay, wherever in which country the civil war is taking place, or volatility or uncertainty is taking place, where that country is not able to cope up with the situation. So in that situation, this particular peacekeeping force will be sent. Okay, so in order to recognize the sacrifices, the 29th May of 2003, from that onwards, this particular day is being celebrated. Actually, in the year 2002 itself, the resolution passed by United Nations General Assembly. Okay, but from the year 2003 onwards, it is being observed. So what is the theme? The road to lasting peace, leveraging the power of the youth for the peace and security. So this is what the theme of the International Peacekeepers Day. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thank you for your patient listening. And I will be meeting with you new and very, very important current affairs for tomorrow. Thank you.